Hello everyone, we are the Group 3, Anatomy and Physiology. As we all know, anatomy is the identification and description of the structures of living things. It is a branch of biology and medicine, while physiology is the study of how the human body works. It describes the chemistry and physics behind basic body functions, from how molecules behave in cells to how systems of organs work together. May I call Ms. Drea Evangelio to explain the part 1 and part 2?
Thank you, Nestle. In part 1, matching type instructions. Match the definitions in column A to column B. Write your answers in the space provided. Number 1, the study of how the body and its parts work or function. The answer is physiology. Example, a study of how the heart regulates blood flow to supply oxygen to other organs in the body. Number 2, the term that indicates all chemical reactions occurring in the body. The answer is metabolism. And it is also produces energy or ATP. Number 3, a form of life composed of mutually interdependent parts that maintain various vital processes. The answer is organism. And it is form of life such as a bacterium, protist, fungus, plant, or animal. Number 4, the study of the structure and shape of the body and its parts and their relationship to one another. The answer is anatomy. It is observation is used to see sizes and relationship of parts. Number 5, the body's ability to maintain relatively stable internal conditions even though the outside world is continuously changing. The answer is homeostasis. There are three components: the receptor, control center, and the effector. Number 6, a group of organs that work together to accomplish a common purpose. The answer is organ system. Example, heart and blood vessels. They work together to circulate the blood, bringing oxygen and nutrients to cells throughout the body and carrying away carbon dioxide and maintaining metabolic waste. Number 7, elimination of carbon dioxide by the lungs and elimination of nitrogenous waste by the kidneys. The answer is excretion, or eliminate waste may be removed in urine, feces, or sweat. Number 8, provides new cells for growth and repair at a cellular level. The answer is reproduction. There are two types, the accessual and sexual. Number 9, ability to react to stimuli, a major role of the nervous system. The answer is responsiveness, or the ability to sense changes and react. Number 10, walking, throwing a ball, riding a bicycle. The answer is movement. It is a movement of substance. Number 11, the tuna sandwich you have just eaten is broken down into its chemical building blocks. The answer is organism digestion. It is a breakdown and absorption of nutrients. Next, the structures of the body are organized into successively larger and more complex structures. Fill in the answers Fill in the answer blanks with the correct terms for these increasingly larger structures. First is chemicals, and then cell, tissues, organs, organ system, and lastly the organism. Next, in part 2, anatomical landmarks instruction. Use anatomical terms to identify the specific body regions or areas on the figure presented on the next page. You may write your answers in the space provided. Number 1, frontal, located in the forehead. Number 2, orbital, it's located in the eye. Number 3, nasal, located at the nose. Number 4, buccal, located at the cheek. Number 5, oral, located at the mouth. Number 6, mental, located at the chin. Number 7, cervical, located at the neck. Number 8, pectoral, located at anterior chest wall. Number 9, sternal, located at the chest. Number 10, axillary, located at the armpit. 11, mammary, located at the breast. 12, acromial, located at the shoulder. 13. Brachia, located at the arm. 14. Antecubital, located at the anterior elbow. 15. Anterbrachial, located at the forearm. 16. Abdominal or abdomen. 17. Umbilical. 18. Pelvic or pelvis. 19. Inguinal or groin. 20. Causal, located at the hip. 21. Pubic or pubis. 22. Carpal or wrist. 23. Pollex, located at the thumb. 24. Palmar, located at the palm. 25. Digital, located at the fingers. 26. Femoral, located at the thigh. 27. Patellar, located at the kneecap. 28. Crural, located at the leg. 29. Fibular, located at the peroneal. 30. Tarsal, located at the ankle. 31. Metatarsal, at the middle bones. 32. Digital, located at the toes. 33. Hallux, located at the great toe. 34. Cephalic, located at the head. 35. Otic, located at the ear. 36. Occipital, at the back of the head. 37. Scapular, located at the back. 38. Vertebral, located at the spine. 39. Olecrana, the bony tip of the elbow. 40. Lumbar, located at the lower back. 41. Sacral, at the bottom of spine. 42. Gluteal, at the butt. 43. Perennial, between anus and external genitalia. 44. Manus, or the hand. 45. Popliteal, at the posterior of the knee. 46. Soral, located at the calf. 47. Calcaneal, back of the foot near the ankle. 48. Plantar, at the bottom of the foot. That's all.
Part Part 3. Directional terms, body planes, and section instructions. Label the figure with the terms from the bulleted list by writing the term in an appropriate number blank. For the Part 3A, these, these are our answers. Number 1. Superior. Superior means toward the head end, or upper part of a structure or a body. For example, the mouth is superior to the chin. Number 2. Posterior. Posterior means toward or at the back of the body. Example, the brain is posterior to the eyes. Number 3. Anterior. Anterior means toward or at the front of the body. For example, the teeth are anterior to the throat. Number 4. Proximal. Proximal means closer to a point of attachment. Example for that, the elbow is proximal to the wrist. Number 5. Distal. Distal means further from the origin of the body part or the point of attachment. The example of that is the knee is distal to the hip. The last one, inferior. When we say inferior, means away from the head end, or toward the lower part of a structure or the body. And the example for the inferior, the nose is inferior to the forehead. For the continuation of this worksheet, Miss Martina will discuss the part 3B.
So the part 3B. Number 1. Coronal plane. A coronal plane is any vertical plane that divides the body into ventral and dorsal sections. Number 2. Oblique plane. An oblique plane is a plane that can literally be any type of angle other than a horizontal or vertical angle. Number 3. A horizontal plane. Sorry. Number 3. Transverse plane. A horizontal plane divides the body or any of its parts into upper and lower parts. Number 4. Parasagittal plane. A vertical cut that is off center that separates the left of the specimen from the right in unequal portions. Number 5. The medial plane. The medial plane divides the body through its midline. Number 6. Longitudinal section. A section that is cut along the long axis of a structure. And the last number is cross section. A transverse cut through a structure or tissue. And that's all.
So I will discuss about body cavity. The body cavity is cavity combined organs and other structures. Cavities and potential space contain fluids. The two largest human body cavities are potential body cavity, the body cavity, and the dorsal body cavity in the brain and spinal cord are located. That's all. Let's proceed to the next please. Next slide, please. Okay, finish.
Thank you. These are the cavities, regions, quadrants, and their organs. So again, cavity is the one who accommodate the organs and other structure. It is a space or a compartment, and the potential spaces contains fluid. From thoracic to the vertebral are the body cavities, and there are two internal body cavities, the dorsal and the ventral. Cranial and spinal cavity are the two subdivisions of the dorsal, meaning they are on the back portion of the body, and there are two subdivisions of the ventral cavity, the thoracic cavity and the abdominopelvic cavity, meaning they are on the front portion of the body. The thoracic cavity is subdivided into smaller cavities. They are the pleural cavities, mediastinum and pericardial cavity, and the abdominopelvic cavity consists of abdominal cavity and the pelvic cavity. The abdominopelvic cavity can be subdivided into 4 quadrants and 9 regions. The 9 regions are the epigastric, next slide, to the left inguinal or the iliac, and the 4 quadrants are the right upper quadrant to the left lower quadrant. Pakibalik. Thank you. On the right column, these are our answers. The major organs of the thoracic cavities subdivision, specifically the pleural cavities, is lungs, and the mediastinum is diaphragms, the pericardial cavity is the heart, and the abdominal cavity is the digestive viscera, and so on. Thank you. And the next is part 4, will be discussed by Nestle.
Part 4. Medical prefixes and suffixes. Instructions. Look up the meaning of each prefix or suffix below and use it properly in a sentence. Brachii. Brachii meaning arm or more specifically the upper arm from shoulder to the elbow. Example sentence. To embrace is to hold tightly in one's arm. Epi. Taken from the Greek that means on, upon, at, by, near, over, on, top of, toward, against, among. Example sentence. The external layer of skin is called the epidermis. Next slide. Endo. Meaning within, inner, absorbing, or containing. Example sentence. Endoscope, an implement used in minimally invasive surgery. Hypo, meaning low, under, beneath, down, or below normal. Check your blood glucose levels and if you are low or feel a high pull coming on in a snack. Cephal is indicating the head. Example sentence, this condition is to be diagnosed from traumatic cephal hydrocele. So cephal hydrocele is a glowing skull proxy. Myome, it denotes a muscle. Example sentence, it was necessary to appoint a man to carry on the duties of the myome. A or an. The A usually becomes an an, meaning not. Example sentence, the doctor told me I was slightly anemic. Type, it denotes a cell. Example sentence, a cell is defined as the smallest unit of an organism with a nucleus. Itis, inflammation. Example sentence, the drug can cause inflammation of the liver. And last, ectomy, it denotes surgical removal or cutting out. Example sentence, in the worst cases, surgical removal of the womb and ovaries may be required.
Part 5. The organ systems instruction. Complete the crossword puzzle below. So, what is organ system? An organ system is a group of organs that work together to perform one or more functions. Each organ has a specialized role in a plant or animal body and is made up of distinct tissues. So, the number one, it protects the body and destroys bacteria and tumor cells. So, the answer here is lymphatic. A lymphatic is a network of organs, tissues, vessels, and nodes that filter and circulate lymph throughout the body. Number 4. It removes carbon dioxide from the blood. And the answer here is respiratory. Respiratory is the network of organs and tissues that help you breathe. Number 6. It rids the body of nitrogen containing waste, conserves body water or eliminate excesses. So the answer here is urinary. The organs that make urine and remove it from the body. Number 7. Includes the brain, nerves, and sensory receptors. So the answer here is ganglia. Ganglia are ovoid structures containing cell bodies of neurons and glial cells supported by connective tissue. Number 8. It moves the limbs and allows facial expressions. So the answer of the number 8 is muscular. They control your heartbeat and breathing, help digestion. Sorry. Mali pala. Wait. Use the limbs. The number 8 is it moves the limbs, allows facial expressions. So the answer here is muscular. And the number 9 is provide support and levers on which the muscular system can act. And the answer here is skeletal. Skeletal system is your body's central framework. The number 10 is affected by the removal of the thyroid gland. And the answer is endocrine. The glands and organ that make hormones and release them directly into the blood. Number 2, it delivers oxygen and nutrients to the body. And the answer here is cardiovascular. Cardiovascular, it works to transport oxygen and other nutrients to all the organs and tissues in your body. The number 3, it protects underlying organs from dying out and from mechanical damage. And the answer here is integumentary. Integumentary system is the largest organ of the body that forms a physical barrier between the external environment and the internal environment. The number 4, it includes the testes, vas deferens, and urethra. And the answer here is reproductive. Reproductive, the organs involved in producing offspring. And the last part is it includes the esophagus, large intestine, and rectum. And the answer here is digestive. The organs that take in food and liquids and break them down into substances. That's all.
For the deep dive activity 1, a anatomical language is used throughout medicine, especially when describing a patient disorder or disease. Use the information you have learned during this activity to answer the following. Rewrite sentences number 1 to 5 to layman's term and vice versa for the sentences number 6 to 10. Number 1. Patient is experiencing local pain in the right medial tarsal region with numbness and pain radiating to the ipsilateral hallux region. When we say right medial tarsal means right inner side ankle, while ipsilateral hallux region means pain moving to the same big toe. So our answer, patient is experiencing pain at the right inner side ankle with numbness and pain moving to the same side big toe. Number 2, patient has inflammation in the left scapular region that extend laterally and superiorly to the contralateral acromial region. When we say left scapular region, means left shoulder blade, while contralateral acromial region means the other shoulder. So our answer, patient has inflammation in the left shoulder blade that extends above and the outside of to the other shoulder. Next slide, please. Okay. Number 3, patient complains of sudden severe pain and start in the medial lumbar region and extend bilaterally to the gluteal and posterior femoral region. When we say when we say femoral region means the thigh area. So our answer, patient complains of sudden severe pain and start in the middle lower back of the thigh area. Number 4, patient has swelling at the left olecranon with acute pain extending distally to the dorsum. Left olecranon means left elbow, while dorsum, back side. So the answer is patient has swelling at the left elbow with acute pain extending away to the back side. Next slide, please. Thank you. 5. A laceration is located superficially on the right thorax 1 inch lateral to the mid-sagittal plane. Right thorax means right chest, while mid-sagittal plane, center of the body. Our answer, a deep cut located close to the surface or skin on the right chest, 1 inch away from the center of the body. For the number 6, patient has a headache pain in the forehead in between the eyes and the synosis. Our answer, patient has pain in the cephalic region with pain in frontal region in between orbital and the synosis. Num- Number 7, patient dislocated the right thumb and has pain radiating through the forearm to the elbow. When we say elbow, it means olecranon. Our answer, patient dislocated the right pollex region and has pain radiating through the ante, antebacri- antebrachial to the olecranon. 8. Patient has located a large lump in the right breast a few inches to the outside of the nipple along with discomfort and swelling in the right armpit. Our answer, patient has located a large lump in the right mammary a few inches laterally of the nipple along with discomfort and swelling at the right axillary region. Next slide, please. Thank you. Our answer for the number 9, patient has a laceration on the left fibular region and start at the outside of the patellar region, radiates laterally over the femoral region and ends at the left coxal region. For the number 10, the patient has landed on the left shoulder and has pain under the left shoulder blade that shoots into the neck and upper part of the spine. Our answer for that, the patient landed on the acromial region and has pain under the left scapular region that shoots into cervical region in the upper part of the spine. Thank you.
The next is Deep Dive Activity 1.B. The blue the blue dot indicates the mole, and it is on the left lumbar region, and it is lateral to the vertebrae. The red dot indicates the penetrating wound on the right forearm, and it is distal to the antecubital region. And the antecubital region is katong part kung asa ta gina-injectionan. And next is the black pen dot. The black dot is indicated, wait lang. The black dot indicates the birthmark, and it is on the fibular surface. Fibular surface means the bone on the side, and it is on the right leg just proximal to the tarsal region. The tarsal is in our lower limb between leg and foot, and that's all.
On the last activity of the deep dive, activity 1C, identify all the cavities entered for each procedure, beginning with the largest cavity and ending with the most specific body cavity. Uses Use these abbreviations for the body cavities. A body cavity is any space or compartment or potential space in a body. I am gonna say the body cavities and its major organs. The abdominal cavity and the abdominal cavity contains the liver, the pancreas, and the spleen. The cranial cavity contains the brain and the skull. The pelvic cavity contains the urinary bladder, rectum, and pelvic genitals. The pericardial cavity contains the heart. The pleural cavity contains the lungs. The peritoneal cavity contains the stomach, spleen, liver, first and fourth parts of the duodenum, jejunum, ileum, transverse, and sigmoid colon. The, the thoracic cavity contains the, the ribs, the vertebral column, the sternum or breastbone. The vertebral body cavity contains the spinal cord. Coronary bypass surgery. It is a kind of operation which a kind of procedure that restores blood flow to your heart muscle. So the first largest cavity that we have answered is the thoracic, and its most specific body cavity is the pericardial cavity. Next is cholecystectomy or the gallbladder removal. The first largest body cavity is the abdominal body cavity. And the most specific body cavity is the pelvic cavity. And the last one is spinal tap, and it is and vertebral is the most specific body cavity of this spinal tap. Next slide. Number 2. A newborn baby is unable to hold down any milk. Examination reveals a developmental disorder in which the esophagus fails to connect to the stomach. What survival needs are most immediately threatened? So our answer for this question is if a baby is not able to consume nutrients and water, then its growth and development will be highly affected. The survival needs being threatened are nutrients, water, and oxygen. If the baby does not have these two vital needs, then it will be unable to grow and develop properly. Next slide. Thank you. Number 3, the Chan family was traveling in their van and had a minor accident. The children in the back seat were wearing lap belts, but they still sustained bruises around the abdomen and had some internal organ injuries. Why is this area more vulnerable to damage than others? So, our answer for this question is the abdomen and some internal organ were the areas that are more vulnerable in injuries because there is no protection. That's all.
And for our reflection time, these these are our answer. In our pursuit of becoming a registered nurse someday, One of the subjects that we are expected to learn is the anatomy and physiology course. We think this course is an essential component in our nursing education. It provides basic knowledge about the human body. It helps in clearing the fundamental concept as how our body functions. With the help of the classes of anatomy and physiology, one gets to learn not only the theoretical concept but practical functionalities of the human body too. Through understanding how the system interact, we can determine the proper care for each individual patient and their specific symptoms. With the foundation of anatomy and physiology, we will have the building blocks to make the proper decisions and provide accurate and quality care. Nurses need anatomy and physiology to comprehend how to take good care of their individual. Nurses must be able to think and act quickly when an individual needs proper care. Anatomy and physiology is an extremely complex class, but utilizing the proper research routines and techniques will help students pass the course. With help, medical staff can understand the ideas of anatomy and physiology. Before we end the reporting, let us remind ourselves the meaning of anatomy and physiology. Anatomy and physiology is the study of the structure and the function of the human body. And that's all. Again, we are the Group 3. Thank you and mabuhay.